everyone, this is Matthew Cruz, and I'll be sharing with you the March 2020 supply demand report that came out this morning at 11 a.m. I'll let you quickly read through this disclaimer. So jumping right in, not a lot of fireworks today in the report. Pretty much corn, beans, and wheat were left unchanged. You can kind of see here that they left the corn unchanged from 1.892 billion bushels from last month. Same with the soybeans, 425 million bushels from last month, 940 million bushels from last month to this month. And so the estimates were all pretty in line with what the ending stocks came out to be. One of the changes that we are seeing is that they did increase the size of the Brazilian soybean crop from 125 last month to 126 this month. Corn was left unchanged. They did increase the Argentinian soybeans a little bit from 53 to 54 million metric tons. Global ending stocks, you can kind of see here that they went from actual was 297.3, so a little bit more from previous at 296.8. Soybeans at 102.4. That was a pretty healthy increase from 98.9. And wheat at they lowered that slightly from to 287.1 down from 288. Looking at the corn balance sheet, you can see here that everything was left unchanged. We had said from this 1.892 billion bushel level down here, and still a couple hundred million bushels less from where we were last year, so that's good news. But in the soybeans, same story. They made a minor correction here to the seed and the residual, but ultimately left us unchanged here at this 425 million bushel level. And that is quite a bit less from where we were last year at this time. In the wheat, similar situation. They left the ending stocks at 940 million bushels unchanged from last month. A little bit less from where we were last year just at this time, but still pretty close to that 1 billion bushel and in carryover, so it's still pretty healthy inventory. Taking a quick look here, this is the May corn weekly chart, and you can kind of see here right now that we did break below this resistance or this support level 375, traded down to this 365 area. Right now it's trying to push through, but it's that support now that's broken through has become resistance again, and so we need to break above that 375, or ideally above the high of this week, that 379, 380 level. But if we can't break through this, then we're kind of destined here to stay around this 370 area in the May corn. It's a daily chart in soybeans. Kind of see here, this is not the close, but we're actually yesterday we gapped quite a bit lower. Obviously, the market was trying to work its way back. As of around noon today, it gave back a lot of its gains, and so we're trading at this 876 area. So we definitely want to go back and fill this gap and ideally close above that 890 area. There's a weekly chart in the May wheat. You can see that we're kind of repeating similar situation that we saw last fall in the wheat, where we came down and we kind of created a bottom here at this 510 area. For the time being, it looks like we're kind of the similar situation. Hopefully we'll get a bounce off that 510 bottom, and we'll continue to work higher, similar to what we did last fall. But as of noon today, we're trading around this 518 area. So if you're a bear, you're going to point to the coronavirus damage. It has been eroding a lot of the demand. If people aren't traveling and they aren't going to events, they aren't going out to eat, and they're obviously not consuming food as much. You're waiting on China to make good on the phase 1 agreements. Now we have the oil wars to worry about, whereas Saudi Arabia and Russia have failed to come to an agreement on decreasing oil production. And if you're a bull, you're you know, believing that prices are getting pretty cheap now to the point that buyers are going to come in and start picking up demand. You're still confident that China's going to make good on the phase one agreement, and so far we've been giving them a pass, but eventually they're going to have to make good on that. Some of the information that I've read is that things are slowly working themselves back to normal. I think they said today there was maybe 19 new cases of coronavirus in China, and that's compared to thousands of cases at this time last month. So um, it looks like things have kind of run their course in as far as the coronavirus in China. The president of China even flew to Wuhan and made an announcement in kind of the ground zero for the coronavirus that the worst had come to pass. So some upcoming events. March 25th, we're going to have an ag weather outlook with Eric Snodgrass. That's going to be a webinar that will be free. And then David Cruz will be speaking at the South Dakota Corn Growers in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, you can feel free to give us a call at 712-227-1110. Thank you.